Hi, I'm James Schilling-Law, and I'm here aboard Valiant Lady, and this is actually my first time since about 2019 on a Virgin Voyages ship. And I'm here with Nirmal Saramuti.
Nirmal Saramuti, yes.
Saramuti, I almost got that right. And I
said close. It's all good.
But in fact, I have interviewed Nirmal before, but this is the first time we're actually here on the ship live, not in Zoom. So we're going to thank you, and we're here with 100 top-selling travel advisors. They're all on this cruise, a 4-day cruise out of Miami, and we're going to talk to Nirmal about what's going on with Virgin Voyages today. And you're going to find out about that and more on Insider Travel Reports. Nirmal, first of all, great to see you live in person here.
It is, yes. The first time we met was over Zoom. I remember it well, actually. Yes, you interviewed me from my home office, I think, at the time.
It was actually before you even had a cruise line, if I go.
It was, yeah. We talked a lot about life through the pandemic and launching. Good thing we don't talk about those days anymore, right?
I know. It really has been. We're very long past them. But so now you were named CEO less than 2 years ago of the whole Virgin Voyages. What has it been like being CEO of this line?
Oh, look, I'm tremendously proud of the company, tremendously proud of the crew on board. I named CEO about a little more than a year ago, and last year I felt was like a fantastic year for us. It was the year where I feel like people finally started to understand the brand, and the brand had tremendous momentum last year. We were up 60% in revenue year on year. We're already projected to be up 50% again this year, just the base of the back of it. We won 2 major consumer awards.
I know you were winning. Every time I turn around, you're winning awards right and left. I couldn't keep track, right?
I kept track. But no, we won. And look, the big ones, we won Condé Nast, and we won Travel and Leisure 2 years in a row. Right. And then before that, we swept the Cruise Critic Awards. Best dining, best value for money, best cabins, best service, best ship. I think I got those right. But look, the important part about that was I think last year was the year when people really started to understand what this experience was, and started to understand who the customer was. Because, even we talked about this way back when, and people said, who's a customer for Virgin Voyages? And last year, I think it became very clear to people that if you're traveling without kids, then you're the customer for Virgin Voyages.
And that's anybody, because you have a vast array. We're going to talk about that, who is the customer, because I see so many different kinds of people. You are younger, generally, but I see people my age and even older.
Absolutely. We have people all sorts of ages that come on board, right? And it's really that simple. I've said to a lot of our first mates, we call our travel advisors our first mates. When you ask about who the Virgin Voyages customer is, it's really as simple as anyone traveling without kids. And I respectfully say to all our advisors out there watching, if you've got a client who's traveling without kids, I'd respectfully ask you to consider us. Now, then we talk about what are the reasons why Virgin Voyages might be the right fit for them, right? And, we've got great food on board the ships. We have great entertainment. We're very focused on not nickel and diming our advisors or their sailors. When you come on board our ships, we've got Wi-Fi included, still and sparkling water included, soda packages included. We don't charge for fitness classes. And so people feel very much like getting on a Virgin Voyages. You pay to get on, you don't pay to get off. And I think it's particularly good now in travel where there's a lot of experiences that look to nickel and dime people. And we really are standing out from the pack in that respect, which is why I think we won all those awards last year.
No, absolutely. And I've noticed it. And you've made a lot of changes since I was on Scarlet Lady, at the very beginning. And I've experienced it now with this ship. Now, this is now the third. You now have 3 ships and 1 coming, right?
Correct. We have 3 ships operating now. We're on Valiant Lady, which was actually our second ship. Scarlet Lady was our original ship. She's sailing out of Miami as well right now on 6-8 voyages. Valiant is doing 4 and 5 night voyages out of Miami. Our third ship, Resilient Lady, is actually currently in the Caribbean as well. She's sailing out of San Juan on 7-night and some longer 10 and 11 night voyages. And then we've got Brilliant Lady coming in September, which will be the 4th ship in the fleet, and really rounds out the itinerary picture for us. Because some of the other things I hear from our first mates is that there are people considering Virgin Voyages, but we're not sailing the destinations they want to be in, or they're not sailing on the voyage lengths they're looking for, because a lot of clients are looking for longer voyages from us. And so Brilliant Lady, when she launches, she'll be out in New York, which will give all those people in the New York area a ship to be able to go to drive to, not having on a flight to get to. She'll sail up into Canada. She'll come down to Miami and do some long voyages Voyages out of Miami, which will get us into some really interesting deep Southern Caribbean ports. She's got a spectacular Panama Canal sailing, which has been one of our most popular sailings, sold out in close to no time. We're going to be on the West Coast in LA with her for
and then you're going to...
We're in Alaska, which everyone is very excited about, because we would be, I think, the only kid-free option in Alaska. And people keep telling me most of the thing that they're excited about. They say we can just picture ourselves sitting on a hammock, because we have hammocks on all our balconies, and watching all of the Alaskan landscape go by. And so we launched Alaska in November. And I've been just really, really pleased with the response to it. In some of the sailings there are selling really, really well, particularly long sailings, which goes to some of this feedback we've been getting from people about wanting some longer sailings for Virgin Voyages. So we actually have long sailings across the whole portfolio now. Whether you're in the Med, whether you're in the Caribbean, whether you're on the West Coast or up in Alaska, you can do a longer voyage. You can also do a 7-night voyage, which a lot of people want. You can also do a short voyage. So, like I said before, brilliantly really completes that itinerary picture for us. And is a big part of our growth plans for this year.
Now, where else are you going to go? I know you've been in Europe before. You even went to Australia a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah, so across the 4 ships, in the winter you'll have all 4 ships in the Caribbean in some shape or form. Brilliant Lady, as I said, will be in New York, and she'll come across and be in LA and Alaska next year. We'll have 2 ships in the Mediterranean. So at a very high level, in the winter there'll be 4 ships around the Caribbean. In the summer there'll be 2 ships in the Med. There'll be 1 ship here in the Caribbean out of Miami, and there'll be 1 ship in Alaska in 2026. In 2025 it'll be 2 ships in the Med and 1 ship here in the Caribbean.
Wow, so you're definitely going around the world. But for the moment, it's going to be 4 ships. But any ideas of when you're going to see more?
I get asked this question a lot. Look, for now, we're just very focused on getting our 4 ship up and running, very focused on executing on the award-winning product that we have. I do think the response we're seeing to the brand does mean that we can grow well beyond 4 ships. But right now, we're very just focused on the 4 ships. And, the response to the brand, I think, has been really eye-opening for our advisors. And I'm hearing this a lot on this voyage. And hopefully, we'll talk a bit about the Top 100 voyage, because I think it's very special that we're on this voyage. But some of the feedback I'm getting is really around the fact that kid-free, adult-only travel is really growing significantly. And there hasn't been a kid-free option in cruising around this price point. Because if you think about historically, if you're looking for a set of clients that walked in the door who weren't traveling with kids, the only really offer in cruising was on smaller ships. That
luxury, high premium.
Yeah, luxury, high premium oriented price points, which aren't really for everybody.
Right.
Now you've got a kid-free option at a much more democratized price point. And that has really been eye-opening for people as they've thought about travel options. And you look at also generally, the value for money that you get from a cruise, and I'm sure all of our advisors know this, right? I mean, our cruising is booming because of great value for money. But you think about having an adult-only option, having that value for money that we offer, and then on top of that, offering what we do with not nickel and diming your sailors with all the things we include. And this brand, I think, has such potential to grow. But just being kid-free and being able to offer that experience to our first mates and their clients, I think has been really eye-opening for people, and that's why we feel so confident about the future.
Yeah, and you mentioned the top 100 that we're on this cruise for, and this is, I think, the 3rd time you've done this. Well, this is the first time you said you were not invited before. John DiOrio, your sales, a good friend of mine, he said he never invited you. Now you're here.
No, he said to me, this is the first time you're on. Why have you never been on before? And I said, well, John, you never invited me. No, but it all jokes aside, it's really, really special to be able to do this. Look, our first mates are such a critical part of our business, right? And I want us to be the most trade-friendly brand out there. And if you look at our policies, I think our policies will back that up, right? We don't have NCFs and all these other things that people do to play games with the trade. We are very much focused on being the most trade-friendly brand out there. But being able to have our top 100 on and celebrate the fact that they are our top 100, thank them for the partnership that we have, is very, very special. And I'm so glad we can do this, because this brand would not be what it is without the backing and the support of the trade, particularly here in North America. And I just am so thankful to all of them, all of our advisors out there who take the punt every day to say, let's put someone on Virgin Voyages, right? We as a brand, we treat that very, very seriously, right? Because we're asking for their trust, right? When a travel advisor places somebody into any travel experience, they have to trust that the product they place them on and the brand that they place someone on will actually deliver a great product and experience, right? And I don't take that lightly. I know that with every advisor, we respectfully are asking for that business and say to them, know that we are very, very focused on delivering an award-winning product here, keeping the quality that we have, keeping that great value for money offering so that people come to rebook. And that's one of the things I hear over and over again from our top 100 is how people come on board the ships, and they rebook. And so every sale is multiples of the one sale that they did originally.
You can make looks. Apparently, people are making some money with you.
Well, look, of course, we love to pay the commission, love to pay money. But look, at the end of the day, I always talk to advisors, right? Absolutely, it's about being in business together, making partner, right? But it's a partnership, right? And ultimately, it's trust, right? And trust that they can have in us to be able to place a client on us, and us being humble enough to ask for that business from them, and know that we take that trust very, very seriously. And that's a big part of why I think we'll be successful. Of course, we can make some money together, which is great. But at the end of the day, if their clients aren't having a good time, then nothing works, right? And that's my biggest focus. I think about me as CEO, I need to make sure that we deliver the best possible product out there, make sure that customer rebooks, make sure that customer has a great time, comes home, wants to rebook, comes home, tells their friends about it, so that one booking becomes multiple bookings.
Absolutely. Well, we may be hearing a little music in the background, because although this is a directional mic, because you've got entertainment all around this ship.
It's funny, you're hearing some of the live music. It's actually one of the things we've been working on a lot, because some of the feedback we got from our advisors was more live music, more comedy on the ships, and so we actually have a live band that's just started up.
My first time when you first started, I loved the music. My problem was I didn't know when it was.
Right.
So it was you have apps now that seem to work a lot better than they did back then. I remember the first few, and back then there was so much going on this ship that you often didn't know what was going on. You kind of stumbled onto it.
Yes, and that was something we heard a lot of feedback around. So now we've got much better communication. We actually have a printed program now. So if you want a piece of paper to plan your day, you can do that. You don't have to live in the app like you used to, which I know was a common complaint for people. Yeah. So the other thing we talked about with the North America trade, by the way, in particular, is I really would love the North America trade to feel the sense of partnership that we feel. And I do feel like this brand has evolved a lot, and I feel like the strength of last year in particular was a reflection of the partnership we have. Like, I'm very open to feedback about the brand, and hopefully, as you've seen the brand now 3 years on from when you came, hopefully you've seen a lot of changes and a lot of evolution, which I think was a culmination, was all the awards and everything that happened last year. And it really is a partnership with the North America trade, right? The feedback is invaluable. I love the feedback.
You're probably getting a lot of it here with the 100
We actually just did a session, believe it or not. We did a session for more than an hour and a bit. And again, I was so humbled that they're here basically, they're here for their own time, right? They're here, they won obviously a voyage, right? And we're here to celebrate them. But they still took time out of their day to come and sit down with me and talk about the things that are working and not working, and how passionate they are about the brand, right? And I was just so humbled that they would take time out of their day when they could be sitting by the pool, they could be having a drink, they could be enjoying that bar tab that you and I talked about 3 years ago. I still remember talking about bar tab. Yeah. And they came out and they wanted to share that feedback. And it's great because, look, we are a brand that continues to want to evolve, that continues to want to deliver great experiences, continue to want to win those awards and maintain the product advantage that we have. But you can't do that without being open to feedback. And that's a big part of our brand. It's a big part of our Virgin philosophy, if you think about it. I've been a Virgin for 18 years, and this brand has been so successful, has been around for 50 years now, off the back of not being afraid to listen to people and not being afraid to say, we didn't get that right, and we need to do better.
Well, absolutely, and I've seen the evolution here very much so. And as you said, it all culminated last year with all the awards you got. And you do have these, 100 advisors who are passionate, as you said, about the brand, who care about the brand, and they are going to give you great feedback. I think that's a great symbiosis of what you got going on.
Absolutely. Look, we are building this brand together with the North America trade, right? This brand wouldn't be what it was on the business side, but it wouldn't be what it was on the product side without that partnership that we've had with the North America trade. And I'm just so thankful, like I said, to every one of the advisors out there, whether you're in the top 100 or not, right? You've paid a part in building a brand new option in cruising. And that is something that is really, really special and something that I feel we should all celebrate.
Well, congratulations on all of this. I mean, you really got, the brand is terrific. I enjoy it. I mean, it's not for everybody, as you said, but this one is, I really believe this has been a very special brand, and it will continue to be that. Where are we going to be a year from now, 5 years from now?
Oh, I don't know. My crystal ball's not that good. Well, we'll definitely be on the top 100 sailing next year, because I've told John I want an invite now every year. So, so hopefully you and I will be together for the top 100 sailing. I think we'll have our 4 ships in the water, and hopefully we'll be, continue to evolve the brand. People are asking for more entertainment options, more food options, more destinations. We're listening to that. We're putting that in place. One of the great interesting things about the brand is we have such a high repeat rate that we've had to accelerate a lot of our product refreshes because people just want to keep coming back and coming back and coming back. So new restaurant concepts, new food, more entertainment, more live music, more comedy, all those things are going to be a big part of our future. And I'm just really excited to be able to showcase all of it to all of our first mates and all of their sailors.
And we will also have Brilliant Lady.
And we'll have Brilliant Lady in the water, which will be hugely exciting. So this time next year, she'll be in Miami, but maybe you and I will be booking our Alaska voyage this time next year.
Maybe we can do that. I'd love to see
We might have to book it now, though, because that thing's moving.
it. Sounds like it. Well, Emerald, thank you so much for taking the time. It's great to see you in person, and hopefully next year we'll do it the same, if not before. And again, it's a marvelous job here with all of the fleet, and it's really been exciting to cover this brand from the very beginning.
No, absolutely, and thank you for the partnership, and thank you for the first mates. And like I said, we're feeling really great about where the brand is, and we couldn't have been where we are without North America trade. And so thank you to everyone out there for your support. For those of you that haven't booked us yet, hopefully you'll give us a go. I do think this brand is for more people than it's for not. And so, like I said, if you've got a client who's traveling without kids, give us a go.
I'm James Schillinglaw aboard Valiant Lady here en route to Key West, and this is Insider Travel Report.